The Prayerhouse, Walking the Path of Faith. Level 105, Prayerhouse. Survival difficulty, Class 1, Safe, Secure, Minimal Entity Count. Image caption, a photo depicting Level 105's interiors. Description: Level 105 resembles a spacious church, with its inner design being extremely sterile and minimalistic, almost resembling the environment found in morgues. The level is referred to as the Prayer House by those who inhabit it or frequently visit it. When a wanderer accesses the level, they will witness various massive columns that compose most of the surroundings. Proceeding forward leads to the various wooden pews that are commonly found in any church. There are about 200 of them, and all are perfectly organized on two sides. The altar does not show any sort of religious symbol. In fact, the entire level seems to lack the display of any religious imagery. The church people explain this peculiarity by describing the level as, quote, a place to worship any religions founded in the backrooms, for example, those that are quite obscure to the public eye, or new religions that were invented by its members, end quote. A small altar can be found at the end of the church room, which is accompanied by a simple table covered by a white cloth. On the right side lies an organ that is often played during the various masses held by the church. Apart from these peculiarities, the level lacks any extravagant decorations. Instead of religious symbols, mathematical symbols and geometric shapes are what decorate the area. Isosahedra, footnote, a regular polyhedron / Platonic solid with 20 triangular faces, end footnote, sit at both ends of the first 40 pews in the room, 20 pews on each side. The next 40 have both sides being adorned by dodecahedra, footnote, a regular polyhedron with 12 pentagonal faces, end footnote. The next 40 by octahedra, footnote, a regular polyhedron with 8 triangular faces, end footnote. The next 40 by cubes, and then the final 40 by tetrahedra, footnote, a regular polyhedron with 4 triangular faces, end footnote. The most simple, yet also the sharpest of all the Platonic solids. Draped on the pillars are cloths, decorated with an insignia resembling the tetrahedron's net. The bottom outer triangles contain the Roman numerals 2 and 3, and the top outer triangle contains the numeral 5. In the very center triangle, the symbol of the planet Jupiter sits inside a regular pentagon. In addition, the windows are mosaics of Penrose tilings. Footnote, an example of an aperiodic tiling, end footnote. Image caption, an image depicting the insignia on the cloths. The people who run the church are known as the church people, or children of religion. They are all wanderers who have decided to settle in the level to continue worshiping their faith, while also having a place to live in. They are always open to accommodate and take care of anyone, and they are the primary caretakers of the orphaned children of the Backrooms, who were rescued by Meg and put under their care. The level contains an incredible amount of resources, which attracted a lot of wanderers as soon as it became well known. It also led to many of these wanderers joining the church people and embracing new faith over time. The level also managed to reunite a great amount of talented doctors and pharmacists that are part of its community, thus becoming a main site for treatment of sickly and injured wanderers in an effort to help as many as possible. Most members encourage newcomers to join them in functions and activities, which are held throughout the day as a new experience. These activities vary from prayers, quizzes, games, and more. Other than human beings, facelings can be seen in the level. They are also members of the church people, and they are seen frequently praying or attempting to participate in the various activities. The church people have taught them how to write, and they are extremely affectionate to new wanderers. Throughout the church, different areas have been transformed and used as bedrooms by the church people. All of them are fairly small and share the similar minimalistic design of the level itself. There is also a storage room, which contains all of the different supplies. There are two hallways that lead to a kitchen and a dining room, and an empty room used for extra space. Many of these supplies are food of some religious significance, such as unleavened bread, wine, baklava, figs, dates, rendang, apples, honey, mooncakes, white cut chicken, etc. There are members who are specifically sent outside of the level to advertise the church and to invite people in need to donate them resources of any kind. They are called Explorers of Faith. They can be recognized by their modest clothing, although they don't wear any kind of insignia or special accessory to be identified. They claim they wish to reunite in the church with as many people as possible who decide to join them, but only with those who are truly interested and wish to have a safe place to pray in. They are against pressuring others or using harsh methods to convert individuals, and they dislike the usage of violence in general. They also prefer to not be praised or held at a high regard. All that is needed to join the church is to speak to the higher ones, those in charge of the church activities. The main leader is known as the Illuminated One, a tall man of unknown descent with short ginger hair, dressed in modest dark clothes. He always wears some kind of veil to hide the rest of his face, and he has expressed reluctance in showing his full appearance. Below, there is an interview featuring him that was recorded quite recently. Begin log. Time 12:45. Date 4th of March. Location Level 105. Interviewer Artur Bosch. Interviewee The Illuminated One. The camera is facing the Illuminated One, who is sitting across Agent Bosch at one of the tables in the church. Illuminated One. Is the camera recording now, kind sir? Arthur. Yes. Illuminated One. Very well. What are your questions? Ask me anything that is in your mind. I will answer each and every doubt. Arthur. So, when and how did the community in this church come to exist? Illuminated One. A very important question. It's a very long story, my kind sir. There was a time when I was a lonely man, and faith was all I had to keep me going. That is when I stumbled upon this place, by complete casualty, a ruined, empty church with little to no light. I had nowhere to stay, so I decided to settle down. He pauses. He is seen softly tapping the table with his fingers. At first, I had nothing. The place was falling apart, and I had no resources. But I found people who were believers like me in my travels. People who had the same goal. We united, started using our bare hands, and all our efforts to repair this place. And so, with time, we made it become beautiful. He pauses again and stops tapping the table, putting his hands back on his lap. He is slightly tilting his head. We gathered resources through the donations of others and started advertising this place for those who are believers like us. Soon enough, a community was formed. It's all thanks to our belief and our resilience as people of faith. That is my long but meaningful explanation. Artur. So this community coalesced together out of camaraderie and necessity. Makes sense. However, why are this church's walls so empty? Most churches, if I recall correctly, have symbology of some kind draped on the walls in their halls. Is there a reason behind this? Illuminated One. The reason is simple, kind sir. This is a church for everyone. Symbols are a way to put everything under one label, but we are not a singular entity. We are many, and our beliefs vary. I am not the one who should dictate what kind of religious symbols should be put on our walls, because that would mean erasing our diversity that makes our strength. I am a mere man, a vessel of the one who entrusted me to carry on this goal. I cannot decide for those around me. Artur, would you like to tell us about any kind of remarkable deeds that the church people did? People say that this church took a great part in helping those less fortunate, so it'd be great to hear your word about it. Illuminated One. I wouldn't want to sound like I'm bragging to the public that will soon listen to this interview. I hope that all will understand that I desire to remain humble and not wish to be praised or put on a pedestal for said deeds. But yes, you are right. Our church has helped many, as we sheltered children who have lost their parents due to the cruel nature of the backrooms. Some of our members, who were medics back in the real world, helped treat people who were afflicted by sickness that roam around these endless places. We have given our support to small groups that have similar goals to the Meg, and we wish to continue helping as many people as possible for as long as this place stays up. Artur. Alright. For the purposes of documentation, what exits and entrances does this level have? The man seems to reflect a bit before answering. Illuminated One. Exiting by the main door will bring you to the great city. You came from that way, so I suppose you know how to enter our church from there too. All you have to do is find a church building. It's just like going to church back home, isn't it? Actually, the ginger man ruffled through a pocket in his clothing before handing him a piece of paper. Illuminated One. I keep these prepared for meg officials. This saves time. Artur, thank you for your contribution. There's just one last question I'd like to ask you. Could you tell us more about the religion you practice? Does it have a name? Any details? The man chuckles softly. Illuminated One. There is no way to explain it, because it's such an experience that is difficult to share. It has no name. Not even my god has a name, but I know they exist. We share a spiritual bond, and I can hear them. They are radiant and beautiful, that I can say. A being who knows the path to the truth. Alas, I apologize if this wasn't a satisfying answer. Artur, no worries, sir. I respect the mysterious nature of your beliefs. I will end the recording now. Thank you again for your contribution in this interview. End log. Image caption. A drawing of the Illuminated One. Bases, outposts, and communities. Community of the church people. The inhabitants of the level. They are wanderers who believe in various unknown religions and have slowly joined the church over time. They follow a pyramid-like hierarchy. At the bottom of the pyramid, there are the regular church people, followed soon after by the explorers of faith, those who advertise the church outside of the level, and, at the top, the Illuminated One, the leader of the group. They are around 350 in numbers, if not more. They are friendly to trades, and are always open to assist wanderers. They are open to new members. Entrances and exits. Entrances. Finding a cathedral in level 11 and entering through the front door will lead to level 105. No clipping through any old wooden furniture in any level has a small chance of leading to level 105. Finding and holding a religious book that lacks a symbol on its cover can lead a wanderer to no-clip in level 105. No-clipping inside of small water fountains may lead to level 105. Exits. Going through the main door leads back to level 11. Dipping one's hand too deep inside of the small water fountains will lead to no-clipping directly into level 7. No-clipping in wooden furniture may lead to levels that contain such furniture. No-clipping through the walls may lead to several peaceful levels. There is more than your eyes can see. The Iron Fist. Knowledge for the Truth Path. Base Jupiter. Insert recruit level credentials. Welcome, recruit. The level you are in is level 105 and is the location of the main Jupiter base, which is one of our most hidden and successful main bases. We were successfully able to deceive the public eye by pretending to be a mere community of harmless believers of different faiths, and to this day, no threats are aware of the secrets hidden behind the walls. Those who had been aware did not see the light of day. Our leader, Abdas Pothotzur, was able to build this base after many sacrifices. Thanks to his great efforts and analysis skills, we were able to successfully acquire the information of over 500 targets, if not more. Just like under the rule of our previous leaders, we were successful in our great mission, and to this day, our faction thrives undisturbed. In order to gain access to the base, one must press a combination of different tiles on the church altar. Said combination will be given to all new recruits of our faction as soon as they are selected. Accessing the stairs behind the altar will lead to the underground base. Make sure to store the code in a place that won't be uncovered by others, as failure to hide the code will result in expulsion from the group and the elimination of the outside threat. Remember to maintain the disguise and follow the protocol outside of the premises of the base. Do not show any symbols of our organization. Do not speak of our organization. And do not attempt to recruit people openly. Be like the shadows and destroy the false gods who have wronged us. A recruit must be aware of each room within the base, and they must always make sure to not create too much noise or bring any outsiders into the base's premises. The most important room to keep in mind is the large archive, a place where each document and information regarding our targets is stored. Recruits are assigned to organize any new paper in the correct folders and write down information in the database. Certain tasks require a set amount of credentials depending on rank. For example, beginner will only be allowed to do a few paper sorting tasks or easy spy missions, while the rank above it will open a path to more complicated tasks. The main duty we take as members of the Jupiter faction is to acquire information, transfer said information to our peers, and reform any false deity or minor nuisance through our rigorous, quote-unquote, enlightening. There is then a security room, utilized to stay in contact with our undercover spies. Recruits may be sent on brief missions to monitor target movements from a distance, or for other purposes. And so, this room is utilized to keep a watchful eye on them. Lastly, there is the communication room. It contains various means to rapidly no-clip to minor bases, or bases belonging to our great companions. Important information. What is enlightening? Enlightening is a code word utilized for reforming and indoctrination. Our great faction has been tasked with handling any target that was captured and must reveal information or deserves punishment. Those in charge of this role are called, quote-unquote, enlighteners, and their main job is to utilize a great set of weaponry and methods to correct the behavior of the target and acquire what is needed. The targets in need of enlightening have their documents labeled with a red stamp with the letter T above their pictures. One may dispose of the target if they please, and then deliver the corpse to our leader as testimony of the work. It's kindly requested to not ruin the corpse beyond repair with wounds. However, killing the target is often discouraged, as they may be utilized as sacrifices during battles to protect our companions, or as undercover agents to attack the other targets unnoticed. What must I do during a spy mission? How should I behave? For a spy mission, it's important to wear simple clothing that does not stand out to the public eye. In addition, do not carry any weapons or wear excessive jewelry or accessories. Recruits are assigned spy missions at least twice a week by their superiors, who will hand out a set of locations that have not been monitored in a while or are unexplored. Afterwards, the recruit must head out to the set locations and look for any important information, targets, and so on. Depending on the specific information given by the superior, The mission may vary. However, for each variation of a spy mission, there are always rules to follow. Do not travel too close to the target and make people suspicious through odd behavior. It's important to disguise as a member of the church to not attract too much unwanted attention. If confronted by a target, continue to behave as a harmless wanderer that is part of our church, while making sure to erase any suspicions you may have caused. Be swift, quick, and transcribe every move you make. Do not attempt to attack a target on your own while unprepared. You are needed alive. Thus, it's discouraged to attempt to do so at a beginner rank. How can I rise in ranks? Performing enough successful tasks and behaving correctly will grant promotions over time. There aren't any rank titles currently set in stone, but as a recruit, you will know you raised in ranks thanks to the credentials you will receive over time, which will allow you further access to more and more information. Being at a higher rank also means more and more difficult tasks, and much more work, of course. The highest possible rank to be achieved is just below the rank of our leader. That would grant a member the ability to access any kind of document and gain private information directly about our leader. Work hard, and the Iron Fist will know how to reward you. A message. Following this will be a message from our great leader as a way to initiate your future life. Glory to our freedom. Begin log. Abdas is sitting in a dimly lit room. His face is uncovered. 2 empty emerald eyes are staring at the camera. Greetings, child of faith. As it would be rude to speak to me without seeing my face, I have removed my veil to look straight in your eyes. You could have joined to get justice, to receive power, for mere amusement. It doesn't matter. Your reason is meaningless under the eyes of the true God. All that you must know is that you've made the right choice. You are intelligent. There is only one true path, a path to salvation. Away from these cursed deities that have slain, lied, and consumed us. None of them deserve to live. They are cursed beings born from corruption, from an alien reality that tries to submit humanity. But human beings shall not kneel to cruelty and to fear. Human beings are innovators, great minds. He didn't move an inch, staring, merely stopping to briefly pause and then resume. The God I serve is our assistant, and not our ruler. They give us the power to defeat injustice and traitors. I was blessed by them. All of us have been. Their wise words opened my eyes to the nonsense of the false gods. And you too will soon see too. You are part of us by flesh, mind, spirit. You breathe our same air. You see what we see. You are our equal. And so, free yourself from the shackles built by the false gods. Reach out to the light, so bright, so warm, the true light. You will achieve great things. You will ascend. I know you will. They are watching us both as we speak. Do not disappoint them. Tear the traitors apart. Destroy them. End log.